My name is Aisha Wahab. I'm a state senator in the state of California, and it's an honor to see SB 403, our caste discrimination bill, make it out of the state legislature with bipartisan support. I just want to thank my colleagues in both houses for their commitment to justice. While my staff and I have always seen this as a common sense bill, it has not been an easy bill. There has been a lot of discussion, misinformation, and frankly bigoted comments directed at me in particular, as well as just the larger movement. I've said it time and time again, carrying a civil rights bill has been an illuminating process for all of us. It's something that should be a no-brainer, and yet there's a lot of misinformation out there. This bill in particular has always been a fight and a struggle for hundreds of people in support of this bill. It is in regards to civil rights, to really truly work and ensure that in California we do not support discrimination of any kind. And I really just want to thank the individuals that have really worked very hard about this bill. Thenmozhi Soundararajan, Ann Ravel, Tarina Mann, Tanuja Gupta, Prem Periyar, Sana Kutubudin, and Dr. Nirmal Singh. All of them have worked very hard to advocate for their rights, their community's rights, and just civil rights in general. SB 403 is an effort to end caste discrimination in California in regards to employment, housing, education, and be a civil rights bill for all of us. These are just some of the leaders of this movement have committed their time and energy to end caste discrimination in California. These are the leaders across the state, and I have said time and time again, the world is watching. There are individuals throughout this nation, at the federal level, at local level, and even the international level, that would like to carry a bill of this kind, because this is a real problem. Civil rights are advanced by those whom the change is most needed, and every civil rights movement has encountered backlash. This effort has been no different, and I want to extend my appreciation to the numerous organizations who also issued statements of support for SB 403, including the ACLU, the California Labor Federation, the NAACP, Me Too, Bend the Arc, Tech Equity Collaborative, and literally hundreds of others. I'm proud to stand in solidarity with every person who said they, as a Californian, experienced caste discrimination, and others who say they want it to stop. We shined a light on a long hidden form of discrimination, thousands of years old, invisible shackles on the wrists of millions of people, and we gave people an opportunity to voice their concern and finally be heard. And we believe that we will change the lives of Californians and those abroad. I look forward to engaging in the governor's office with the governor's office and seeing SB 403 become law. And I know the governor will stand on the right side of justice with the most marginalized people and the right side of history. So thank you. We're good?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Thenmozhi Soundararajan. I am Executive Director of Equality Labs and one of the leaders of the Californians for Caste Equity Coalition. It is my honor and my joyous pride to be here after a long and arduous campaign to get this bill through the legislature, and to share just how wonderfully our community united across the state. We had over 700 advocacy meetings. We conducted the first statewide caravan for caste equity anywhere in North America. We also united hundreds of organizations to come together with one purpose: to make our state more accessible for opportunity for all and to free our institutions from discrimination. And we know that caste discrimination is serious in the state because 1 in 4 face physical and verbal assault, 1 in 3 educational discrimination, and 2 out of 3 workplace discrimination. I am here because of the promise of California. And because of Governor Newsom's leadership, we know that California leads the way in terms of civil rights. I was so proud to be one of the protesters that fought for the right of marriage for all peoples. And just like that, today I'm also hunger striking for civil rights with hundreds of other civil rights organizers with the campaign to pass SB 403. Until this bill becomes law, we will not eat. And part of it is a sacred commitment to love, to unity, to healing and reconciliation, because we believe we are stronger together. We are stronger when we are united. And we know that love ultimately is the healing force when it comes to bigotry, disinformation, and violence. And again, we could not have been here without the amazing leadership of Senator Aisha Wahab and Governor Gavin Newsom. So I just want to thank all of the organizations that came forward in this amazing battle, including all of the organizations in the California for Caste Equity Coalition, as well as the Ravadasya community and the many Dalit leaders and organizations that came forward. We had thousands of people come out of the closet about the violence and discrimination that they faced. And caste discrimination is serious. It is a global problem with manifestations in many California institutions. We are seeing wage theft. We are seeing sexual and physical harassment. We are seeing housing discrimination. We are seeing all sorts of unlawful discrimination. That's why we need to clarify the law and make it explicit. And this is why every single legal association in the country has come out in favor for SB 403, including the American Bar Association, which supports caste equity across many jurisdictions, the NAPABA, the National Asian American Pacific Bar Association, the Asian Law Caucus, as well as the South Asian Bar Association. The lawfulness of what it means to provide opportunity to all institutions and to free us from discrimination cannot be understated. And we are braving the violence and discrimination to do so because we just want to be free. And that's ultimately, I think, the promise of what California offers us, is for those of us that left old country politics behind, for those of us that want to be able to be free and live like other Californians, we had to risk everything in a battle for SB 403 so that the next generation does not need to know this discrimination. So we ask you to stand with us. We know the governor is passionate about civil rights. And again, we are here because of his leadership throughout the state. And so we look forward to celebrating. But until that bill becomes law, we will be hunger striking for our freedom. So ground with us in love, ground with us in our commitment to unity, and ground with us in our commitment to healing. And much love, and Jai Bhim and Jai Savitri.
In California, we're rightly proud of protecting the most vulnerable of our citizens. Under California law, we prevent discrimination by designating protected categories like race, gender, and disability. As we identify new forms of discrimination, we add to this list. Caste discrimination has now come to the forefront and demands our attention. The most prominent caste discrimination cases in the United States, from the sex trafficking case in 2001 to the more recent Cisco employment case, have all originated in Northern California. It's not surprising that a significant opposition to this bill also comes from Northern California. Opponents argue that not everyone has a caste, so we shouldn't create an anti-caste discrimination law. This argument holds no weight. California protects people with disabilities. Does everyone here have a disability? No. Should we protect people with disabilities? Yes. California protects veterans. Is everyone here a veteran? No. Should we protect our veterans from discrimination? Yes. SB 403 protects the most vulnerable in our society and creates a clear avenue to bring a lawsuit for caste discrimination. Now, some people are worried that they'll be required to reveal their caste background. To be clear, no one is required to reveal their caste to get employment, housing, or educational benefits. Californians cannot be required to disclose their religious or disability at work or school. The same is true for caste. Regardless of their caste background, irrespective of whether they're low caste or high caste, the bill protects everyone equally. The opposition argues that South Asians will be disproportionately affected by the accountability in this bill. That's analogous to saying that race discrimination laws wrongly affect white people, or gender discrimination laws wrongly affect men. Organizations like the ACLU and the NAACP support SB 403, as do over 60,000 Asian Pacific American legal professionals via organizations like NAPABA, the National Asian Pacific American Bar Association, the South Asian Bar Association of North America, and CALPABA, the California Asian Pacific American Bar Association. We must strive to create a society that's free from all forms of discrimination. Governor Newsom, a steadfast advocate for civil rights, has consistently displayed unwavering leadership in this area. We urge him to send a clear message that we protect the most vulnerable in this state and that we will not tolerate caste discrimination. Signing SB 403 into law will help make California a more just and equitable place for all. My name is Tarina Mayand. I am the chair of the Racial Justice Task Force for South Asian Bar Association of North America.